Good morning. If you were waiting, thank you for waiting. Um, this is Studio Lakshmi. This is Kitty Cat. I am, like I said from the beginning, I'm very new to YouTube, and I set it up the night before to go live at 7, but I couldn't figure out how to get on. So thank you for your patience if you're here. This is uh, part 2 of Yoga for Walking. And I will always say this in the beginning of each live stream, which is, um, please always make sure that it's okay with your doctor, your physician, your whoever that helps you with your body, your physical therapist, because not everything I do is right for everyone. And I try to be very clear in my words, so if ever you don't understand something, um, I love comments, and, it doesn't have to be a compliment. It can be, "Hey, can you help me with this?" Or, "I didn't understand that," or, "Something happened with the live feed." So, that said, let's jump right in. I probably will go to 7:25 instead of 7:20 because I had this little glitch. But anyway, here I am. Let's begin. So we ended last week with the beginning stages of walking, and which I didn't really get to talk about because I really try to contain it in 20 minutes. So let's talk about walking for a moment. Let's stand up. And I put a different color cloth on the floors just so you can see a better contrast with my body. And don't forget, I move the camera around quite a bit. Okay, so standing up, first, let's just notice our feet. Let's notice the bottoms of our feet. Not changing anything, just naturally how they are. And then take a few steps, how you naturally would walk, slowly. Now I'm going to ask some questions. Are you walking in a way that rocks? Are you feeling like you're doing more of a rocking motion? Are you walking in a way that you feel you're walking more on the inside of the feet or the outside of the feet? When you walk, do you feel your knees are hurting? Do you feel your knees are turning in or out? Do you feel your pelvis connected to the walking? So just observe your walking. And then let's stop. And now I'm going to move the camera. And we did most of our walking exercises last week standing. But this week, I wanted to strengthen the body for walking, kind of going back to where we were in the very, very, very first session, which was 4 videos ago, which was yoga for the bed. And so we did this in the bed. This is bridge poses. So you have your knees bent, the feet are flat on the floor, the palms are down, and you're going to press into the feet and lift the pelvis up. And then exhale down. So let's integrate the breath. So when you inhale, lift the pelvis up so it reaches to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the pelvis down. Inhale, lift the pelvis up. Exhale, bring the pelvis down. And let's do 5 more. Inhale up. And you want to have the rising and exhale down the same. So you're not jumping up or jumping down. So inhale up, this is 2. Exhale down. Inhale up for 3. Exhale down. Inhale up for 4. Exhale down. Inhale up for 5. And this time we're going to remain up. We're going to stay up. And notice that I don't have a dip. I'm trying to push the pelvis as high as I can. And a nice way to do that is by bringing your hands behind your back, interlacing the fingers, then rolling the shoulder blades, the shoulders, so the shoulder blades come towards each other. Then you can push up a little higher and take some nice deep breaths here. And then release the hands and exhale down. Bringing the knees into the chest and let yourself rock a bit from side to side. We want to stretch the muscles out. So we're going to do a little bit of stretching, laying on our backs. So first bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees go out to the side and the arms are inside and you're holding the feet. And then you can rock yourself from side to side. This is a variation of Happy Baby. You can let the feet separate. And now you're getting a nice inner thigh stretch and rock yourself from side to side. I'll try to rotate a little bit so you can see better. Sorry, it's 7 a.m. I have my morning voice. And then coming to stillness, lower the feet so that they're hips width apart, but actually let's separate them a little bit. And I call this windshield wiper. So we're going to swing the hips from side to side. So yes, this is yoga for walking part 2, but this is something that's great for sitting. If you're doing a lot of sitting in your day, it's just a nice way to start your day. The windshield wipers, it's lubricating the hips, but it's also getting into the lower back. Just a few more. Coming to stillness. And now let's cross the right leg. I have my, adjust the camera. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. My foot's on the floor, so I'm in a figure 4, still laying on my back. And it makes this beautiful triangle shape in here. So if you reach through the triangle, and then you grab onto the shin, and then you lift the foot off the floor, and you tug the knee in. And let's get another, so we're getting into the hip, and now let's get into the ankle. Let's make some circles in the ankle. And then the opposite direction. Lowering the foot, lowering the other foot, and then switching sides. Lifting the left foot off, cross it over the right thigh, reach through that triangle, grabbing the shin. If you can't grab the shin, you can grab the hamstring or whatever you can grab, and then you can make some circles in the ankle. And then the opposite direction. So that's the ankle of the foot that was on the floor. Great. And then lowering the foot, lowering the other foot. And then we're going to take the right knee, pull it into the chest, and we're going to send the left leg away in the frame. So the right knee is being tugged. The right leg is bent and the knee is being tugged in towards your torso, your face. And the left leg is long and extended with a flexed foot. And we're going to do a breath in through the nose. And then lift the head and exhale. And then lower the head down for the in-breath. Out breath towards the knee. Lower the head down for the in-breath, and then out towards the knee. Lower the head, in-breath, out-breath. And let's just do one more. Lower the head, in-breath. Exhale, nose to knee, out-breath. Great. And then extending the leg up. Now I'm a bit hypermobile, so I have no problem bringing my leg in towards my face. But we want to stretch all the muscles of the back of the leg, and we're doing it in a way that's very low impact on the spine. But if you can't, because your hips or whatever it is, it can be further away from your body. And I always suggest using a yoga strap, or if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a scarf. So I'm using my scarf. I have it around my foot, and I'm extending the foot to the ceiling. And we're going to bend the knee and straighten the knee, bend the knee and straighten the knee, bend the knee and straighten the knee, bend the knee and straighten the knee. If this feels okay, now we're going to pull the whole leg. If you need to micro bend the knee, you can. And then let it go away. Pull it towards your face and then away from your face. Pull it towards your face and away and towards your face. Now keep it towards your face and just take a few breaths here. My lovely assistant, Kitty Cat, is creating some interesting visual effects. Anyway, and then we're going to take that foot, bend the other leg, so the foot is first on the floor, and then you're going to turn it out and roll over. So now I have the left leg bent and sideways on the floor, and the right leg, you're holding on to the strap or the scarf, and you're letting it cross over to the other side of your body. And you're just allowing your IT band to get a nice stretch. So I want to rotate this so you can see it a little bit better. My ground, it's not touching, although you could do that. My leg is off the ground. My right hip is off the ground. And then bring it back up. Take the strap or scarf off, extend the leg, and then switch. So I'm putting the scarf on the bottom of my left leg and extending my foot up to the ceiling. That's my left foot, and my right leg is outstretched. And first we're going to lubricate the knee, so bending and straightening. After you've bent it and straightened it maybe 5 times, you're going to tug, keeping the knee straight or micro bend. Tug the foot towards the face and away. So it's everything we did on the first side is on the second side. Away, bringing the foot towards the face and away, bringing the foot towards and away, and one more time, bring the foot towards. And now stay and breathe. Bending the right knee, bringing the sole of the foot to the ground for the first part. Allow now the side of the foot to come to the ground and the knee to open out and open the leg over across the body. And I didn't say this on the first side, but so I'm holding the strap or the scarf with my right hand. It's on my right foot and it's crossing over to, it's holding my left foot and it's crossing over to the right side of my body. And my left arm is stretching away. So I have this opposition in a breathing. And then bringing the leg back up, taking the strap off. Now, both knees are bent, both feet are flat on the floor. And we're going to tug in the left leg just to complete. We didn't do the left side. And then stretch out the right leg. So take a breath in. And tug the knee into the nose and exhale. And then lower the head down. Inhale. Exhale. Into the knee. And then when you're ready to breathe again, bring the head down. Inhale. Exhale into the knee. And then lower the head down. One more. Inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale into the knee. And then lower down. Great. Release the leg. Now you're fully laying on your back. I just want to state that you could have done all of this in your bed, like yoga for bed. But I chose to put this orange sheet on the ground so you can see me a little bit better for contrast, and to do it on the ground. But if you can get to the ground, I'm going to say go for it. And the reason being is because we're going to work on getting off the ground. So this is where you might want to grab, if you're on the ground, a chair. So you can use a chair, or you could use a small stool, anything that is available that is stable and does not have wheels. And I'm going to back the camera off just a bit. So now we're going to work from getting off the ground to standing. And it's going to resemble a little bit of what I did in the first session for yoga for walking, when I was at the wall, or when I used the painter stick. Painter stick, by the way, if you don't have one, you can use a broom as long as it's stable. So I'm going to bring my hand to the seat of the chair, and I'm going to press my left hand. I have my left hand on the seat of the chair, and I'm going to bring myself up into a lunge. And I'm going to step the right foot forward. We're just going to come into a yoga pose of a lunge, and we're going to rock it out, rocking forward and backward. So as you know, this is yoga for walking, so it's very much a lot of yoga today. Where last week it was a little bit more exercise with a bit of a splash of yoga. So I'm still rocking as I'm talking, forwards and backwards. If something doesn't feel right, like your knee doesn't like this, you might want to put a yoga underneath your knee. You can even fold it a little bit. And then bring yourself to stillness. I brought the right leg back, and I'm going to sit back down. So I call this deer pose when I sit with on the more on one hip. And then I have the knees bent, and some people call it mermaid pose. But I'm going to scoot over to the other side of my chair in the mermaid pose. So now I have the right knee bent, the right foot is touching my left knee, and my left leg is going back. And I'm going to move my camera again so you can see from a different angle. So now I take my right hand and bring it to the chair, and you can use the left hand on the floor, and you're going to bring yourself up. So I'm on my knees, and I'm going to step the other leg forward. That's the left leg forward, and I'm going to come into some rocking. So just so you can see what I'm doing with the chair, the angle of the video. So I'm using the chair. If you have stability and you don't need the chair, then you can put both hands on your knees and rock forwards and backwards. Great, so we've done both sides. Bringing yourself to stillness, we're gonna bring the right hand back to the chair, the left knee down. Hopefully your knees feel fine. And for people that have wrist issues, you're gonna bring that chair again, but this time in a different position. You're gonna bring it in front of you, and you're gonna let yourself come into a tabletop position. So I'm bringing my forearms onto the chair, and I'm stepping myself back. So it's getting a nice stretch to my upper back. And then I'm going to move my spine a little bit. So I'm tilting the pelvis. If your wrists are fine, you can bring your hands to the floor into the tabletop position and then move your spine. And so let's add the breath here. So the exhale is when the spine is rounded like a Halloween cat. And then drop the spine in the other direction. So the belly button moves towards the floor. So inhale, belly button comes in. Sorry, that's exhale. Inhale, belly button goes down and you look up to the ceiling. Exhale is with the rounded back. Inhale with the arched back. And just keep the spine moving. And then let me do a quick time check. You keep your spine moving. You're definitely doing more than 20 minutes today because I need to have you move on to the next thing to get up to standing. So you're going to bring your hand back to the chair. You're going to take any leg that felt best going forward. So I'm doing my left leg forward and I'm bringing myself to a lunge and curling the back toes under of my other foot, my right foot. And then you're going to come up like you're really coming up, but then you're going to drop down. And we'll do this a few times. So I'm lifting up, back leg straight, the heel is off, I'm in a lunge, and then I drop down, just like we did last week. And then, if you can, you're going to step that right foot forward, and then switch the left foot back. And you can rotate to be on the other side. If you don't need a chair, you can have both hands on the front knee and then bend the left knee up and down. Great. And then you can finally come up. You can take a break and sit on the chair. And that's where we're going to end for today. So forgive me for the late start. I'll figure out these bugs on my end. And it did make me have a bit of stumbling words during this session. As you know, this is live. It's not recorded. So I couldn't go back in and edit. But I hope that from that live experience that you'll actually feel the energy of the session. You'll be inspired to do your own work on your body. And it may not look like yoga for walking because we were laying on our back, but there will be a part 3. Anyway, so next week we will conclude with yoga for walking part 3. There's always actually more. So I don't know if it's actually ever a conclusion, but anyway, that's life. Okay, walk into your day. Have a great day.